Oh, hi everyone. Yeah, after our exam today, everyone wanted to know a little bit about my stones, what I'm using, and so just easiest thing is just to make a quick little video. First of all, where I purchase my stones is a company. They're out of Wisconsin, a little family-owned business called sharpening and really nice people. If you call them, you'll probably talk to either the owner or his son, and extremely knowledgeable about stones. They carry a huge variety of stones of all sorts, and so I know they have other stones that are even of higher quality than what I use, and they're but they've got something for everybody there. And so I don't know really if they have other stones that would even be better than what mine are, but I really like the ones I'm using. Another Choquette friend turned me on to them, and then my friend Levi Sussman, who makes my knives, he likes this brand of stones, and so I found a company that carried them, and it just Baruch Hashem, it just was a very great, really nice family of people that really know their business, and so it's all they do for a living, and they're very good people, and so what I have, these stones here, from here over, are a brand called Naniwa, Naniwa, Naniwa stones. Now I have many more grits than this. I think I have a 200, a 400, an 800, which is this one, a 2000, which is this one, and then I believe I have then it goes right to this, a 5,000. Then I have something like I think a 10 and a 12,000 or something like that. I very seldom use the 200 or the 10 or 12,000s in those, even though it's a set. It comes as a set and kind of a package deal that they have on it. And I'm glad that I have the other stones. I just don't use them that much. And so the Naniwa stones are really nice. Very seldom. I mean, I've got to have something pretty messed up on a blade to have to drop below 400. If I've got a brand new blade, and like sometimes they come with some bellies or something like that, and so I've got to really spend some time flattening it before I do much, or even it doesn't have the right taper that I like. I'll spend some time on a 200, really kind of taking off a lot of material. But that's about the only time I use them. And so the 400 really is, if I've got a Peggy Ma, I'll use, that gets the vast majority of anything out, and then I just begin stepping up with these. This is my only natural stone. This is they call it kind of a surgical grade Arkansas stone. It's my natural black. I don't know if you can really see it, but like I say, it's so hard that it will literally, it gets, when I get using it a lot, it actually begins to become mirror-like. It's very hard and very effective. And so it really, it does so much for me. It's nice. The natural stone is nice because it will take a little bit of material if I want it to, but basically it's a polishing level, not steps, but not really material taking. But at the same time, it just has a quality that kind of does a little bit of both. And then from there, and this takes me most of the way there. I mean, I could actually probably, I could step right out and check right after using this black stone. I really could. But I really have come to love these two Shapton stones. I have a Shapton, Shapton. This is a what's it made of? It's kind of it's ceramic. It's glass backed ceramic. This is the 50303 model. This is the 50403. and so I use these. These are my my final steps. I don't even use the 30,000 that often. I do use it, but the generally like what you guys, when I sent down to you guys and you guys saw my stones, they were they were finished off basically with a 16,000, and I think with the 30,000. You know what? I don't think I hit him at all with the 30,000 because I just cleaned that one up, and it's not even showing that I've run any steel on it. So those blades only went through the 16,000. They didn't even go through the 30,000. And so those are the stones I really like to use, and they've always done a great job for me. One thing I did show, I put on the video that I made the other day. That Avery requested. Just he wanted to know a little bit about how I actually sharpen. So I made a little video for him, which are posted. I posted in the group. But this is something that's really nice. If you guys don't have anything like that, haven't seen these are kind of a vise for a stone. For me now, I'm freehand. I don't use this really very much. But generally speaking, I just hold the stone in my hand and I sharpen. But for guys beginning, you're going to cut your fingers if you do that. So these are nice because this is kind of like a hard rubber, almost like a hockey puck type of material, and then these tighten up on a stone and just clamp it down. You don't have to tighten very hard. It just holds it in place, and then it'll sit right. It'll sit on the table in such a way for you that get it so you can see, so that it gets enough clearance off the table, enough height off the table that you can actually work that stone, and you're not running your hand into the table or into the edge of the table or anything like that. And those are only like $30-40, and they really are, they're worth every nickel. Just because it makes it so handy to run your knife on. So that's kind of the rundown. That's really about all I mean. These are my main stones that I use 95% of the time. So anyway, you guys want to know a little bit about what I keep my knives in. So I'll show you here. I'm not gonna sit on these. I'll lift up my phone a little bit here, so everybody can kind of see what I'm doing here. I have three of these. I have a large one, a rifle case, kind of a large handgun case, and then a small handgun case that I keep. The small handgun case is in the house. It's the one I keep all my Ofot knives in. These are the ones that I keep my small Bahama knives in. And as you see, I picked these up. These are Apache brand. I got them at what's the name of it? They're everywhere. The discount tool place. I'll think of it. But anyway, they're nice. They have they're just like you would hold it with guns or ammo or anything. They've got lots of foam, and so my knives. My knives can sit in there nice. This is a nice giraffe bone that Lady Sussman made me. This is I'm trying to remember what that is. It's some sort of a wood. Really nice though. These are actually two matching blades right here. They're identical. Really like those blades. This is a composite blade, and like I say, lately started. Once I really began to come into my own with my shkita and all that, I started having Lady Sussman make my handles specifically to my hand, because I'm actually a pretty huge guy. I've got really big hands, and so it's really nice to have those handles so that they really fit my hand well. But Lady makes some more of a budget knife as well. that is just kind of a straight black handle and that kind of thing. But he uses the same high quality steel. His steel is unmatched. It's incredible. Rather than to try to explain to everybody what it is, I'll let you talk to him, and he's incredible with metallurgy. Very talented young man, and makes the most beautiful jewelry you've ever seen in your life. He's just an incredible talent. But anyway, then in my other one here, this is just where I keep my my large diamond knives. It's the same thing. It just has a the foam in it, just like you would hold your gun with, and that kind of thing, and it just holds it in place really nicely. And so there's this is a bone too. I can't remember what kind it is. The handle, beautiful, really lovely, and it fits my hand really nice. This is one that he made, again, specifically for me and my hand. And this is a giraffe bone blade, and this knife is this is an incredible knife, and I really love it. But anyway, that's just kind of the gist of what Levi does. I will post a contact for Levi along with this video if anybody wants to contact him. Once again, the stones I get are from sharpeningsupply.com, and they are the Naniwa and the Shapton. I think I did go on there and I posted on our group, on the Hollywood Shkita group. I think I posted a link already the other day when I posted my sharpening video. I think I posted a link at that time to them, and with a specific link to the page where you'll find this set, and I think maybe even with these ones. I can't remember now. But if you get in there and you just search for them, just do a search on their site. The site's very user friendly, and so they'll be easy to find. So anyway, everybody asked me where I was getting my stuff, and that's what I'm using. So like I say, it's just kind of trial and error for me. This is what I found that's been best for me. I don't know if it's perfect or the best for everybody, but like I said, like these ceramic stones, they're much more expensive ceramic stones, but and harder ones. But so far these have been really nice for me. I do have some other things that I use. Let me see if I can find it here. Where did I put them? Oh, here. Yeah, here's some more of my stuff as well. This is a nice set right here. This is a really nice set, actually. These, and they're available on that website as well. They are Norton, Norton, and they're a 220, a 1000, a 4000, and an 8000 grit. And they're actually, I'm not afraid to sharpen any of my my Shkita knives with these at all, and then still finish up with these. They're nice. I really like them. I just got them like maybe a year and a half ago, and I've been using them mainly for just sharpening my knives, wives, and my pocket knives, the knives we use every day. But when I flatten them up and clean them up and all that, I'll take a Shkita knife and sharpen them. They do okay, and they're I wouldn't say they're not as good as these, but they're not a bad set, not at all. And so anyway, the other thing I use, okay, this is a heavy steel, that's permeated with diamond, and it's 400 grit on one side and 1000 grit on the other. And so when my stones, I start using them a lot, they start getting really impregnated with metal, with steel. You know what I'm saying? And so they stop really doing the job that each grit should do because they're just getting too impregnated with metal, then I'll just take these and I wet my stone, and I wet this, and this is nice and flat. This is milled steel, and so then I just re-flatten. If I just rub them enough, that I take all the dirtiness off of them. All of the impregnated steel. It takes very little surface area off, but once I get it so that the darkness of the impregnated steel that has been from many uses of sharpening, once that comes off and it comes clean and it begins to look clean, then it's also flat, and so it's really a nice way to go, and so this is a very valuable tool to me. They work really wonderful. The 1,000 grit especially. The 400 grit, like I say, I mean it's pretty aggressive, so I really don't use that very much. But if I have like some of my I have some little stones or something like that things I use to like do pocket knives and that kind of thing with, I might just hit that really quick with it. But that's all I use that for. Anyway, hope that was helpful. And I'll post this. I've got, in order to post it on the group, I have to first post it on my YouTube channel, and then I can post the link to the YouTube on our group. So that's what I'll do. So anyway, Baruch Hashem, congratulations everybody. I'm thrilled for everyone. I'm thrilled for myself, and so maybe all move on to many days of happy shechting together. We'll talk in a while.